Online Tonight is live and on the air at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
Well, I have to say, I've heard of you, but I'm not too familiar with your show.
This should give you a good idea of what we can bring to your station.
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on Online Tonight for this beautiful Thursday. It's the first Thursday of June. I am Max Smart. This is episode number 2108 of Online Tonight, where we talk about the latest in tech, pop culture, and more. More includes pretty much anything but politics. There's lots of other people who do that really well. So theme parks, pets, video games, food, movies, all these things that I love and adore. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This. We have the latest in AI news, some Disney news, and our review of Spider Noir in color and in black and white. Very, very interesting. More importantly, I want to make your life easier when it comes to technology. So if you have any questions about your tech products, whether it be smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktops, touchscreen monitors, 3D printers, software, things like that, I'm always happy to help you. I want you to have the best experience and let the tools work for you instead of you being frustrated by those tools. I love answering your questions. Best way to contact the show is using our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system, using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. We also take your emails and your text and voicemail. We'll give you the text and voicemail number first. 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. Again, 951-395-1017. The email, show@onlinetonight.com. That works very well. Miss Victoria is producing the show. She's answering your calls, checking for all your messages on all the different platforms. This portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus. This streamer has definitely become a serious contender when it comes to sports. And this month, they've got the UFC, the EFL, the UEFA. Those are all available under the basic plan. If you are a premium plan member, then you're going to get the PGA, the LPGA, the PBR, and the WNBA. You're going to get all that stuff. Plus some beach volleyball coming up this summer and some other exclusive content. You can find out all about Paramount Plus by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/stream. 1 second while I grab a beverage before I choke on the air. This portion of the show is also brought to you by my new pirate-themed merchandise, available exclusively at onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/store. I hope you will go and check it out. Hats and shirts and mugs and all kinds of fun stuff. Some AI news. YouTube is rolling out a new automatic AI detection and labeling system for videos that have significant realistic AI content in them. Even if the creators do not specifically say that those things are in their videos. Previously, a content creator could say AI generated or AI assisted or something like that. You can still self-report these things, obviously. That's an important thing to have. YouTube is currently YouTube has incorrectly flagged videos with AI-generated content in the past, and creators can update the disclosure in their YouTube studio. AI disclosures are permanent, for content made with YouTube's AI tools, obviously. If you're using the AI tools from the YouTube, they're going to be marked, and you can't really dispute those. That makes sense. YouTube is updating the AI labels to be more clear, especially when content content is photorealistic, meaning that it's either been altered by AI or generated by AI, and it looks like a movie or a video or something like that from some movie studio or a commercial advertising company. Shorts, by the way, AI labels will appear in an overlay on those videos. YouTube is also launching customizable content feeds that allow users to tailor their recommended list or favorite list based on their moods or interests or topics, and you can use prompts, etc. for that. A custom feed feature has been tested within YouTube since November and will be rolling out for U.S. users on mobile and desktop. What are young people saying about AI? This has been an interesting kind of time.
What are young people saying about AI?
This is not a Rodney Dangerfield bit. My wife, Gen Z is showing that they are concerned and frustrated with AI. Researchers are seeing a noticeable attitude change this year in 2026. Commencement speakers promoting AI at universities, including the commencement speaker at the University of Central Florida and the one that was at Arizona, the commencement speaker. You know, they have somebody come up, usually famous or smart or important or famous. I said famous. Out there to give them some encouraging words. And one guy got up and said, AI is the future. And everybody booed. All the graduates booed this man. Gallup and the Walton Family Foundation, which is the Walmart people, surveyed 1,500 Gen Z respondents for the second straight year. 42% of the respondents said that AI is making them anxious. That's the same as last year. But the big change was 51% of Gen Z say that AI is being used by them at least once a week. The usage does not equal enthusiasm. The excitement about AI dropped. 22% said they're excited, 14% from last year. So last year was 36%. Now only 22% of people are excited by the AI. Anger towards AI also increased significantly. 31% said that they are angry about the AI. That is up almost 10%. MIT students interviewed reflected mixed opinions. Some see AI as a hopeful area in cancer research and drug discovery and things like that. Others, like especially younger generations, will become overly dependent on AI and lose their critical gray matter skills. That's not a quote, by the way. I added the gray matter. Some fear companies are pushing AI too aggressively with little oversight and prioritizing profit over public well-being. Research, this I found interesting. Researchers made up something to see what AI would do with it. It's a thing called Boxonomania. Boxonomania. Bixonomania. That's how I'm going to say it. Bixonomania. What they did was they put up a fake condition that described sore, itchy eyes caused by too much screen time and blue light exposure. Right? So they made up this scientific medical paper. They put it up on a website to see if AI would scrape it. The experiment was designed to see how these large language models would absorb this fake information and then regurgitate it to the world. The study found that the AI systems went to the site, trained on this data from the internet, and then turned around and gave it out to other researchers. In fact, the fake research even showed up in some fake universities that don't even exist. Joke names, a paper title that openly suggested it was nonsense. AI chatbots did not suggest the fake disease immediately, but after ruling out common explanations for symptoms, they would eventually diagnose these users with Bixonomania. Commercial AI systems are vulnerable to this misinformation because they process massive amounts of internet content quickly, and they don't really filter it. They don't really think about it. Researchers and users may increasingly trust AI-generated references without knowing what the actual source was. maybe somebody put something fraudulent up on the internet to trick the AI, and then it just willy-nilly, that's a word that I used growing up, would willy-nilly share it with everybody. I see stuff on the internet, jokes or little tidbits that I find interesting, and I am constantly sharing those again. I prefer comedy bits. Like, one of my favorite comedians is John Panette. And every time my family and I go to a buffet, I sit down at the table and go, oh, look, they have ribs. It's a joke from him. I love regurgitating stuff like that, but you got to be worried about what the AI is sharing with you. Always double check the source and see if it's fake or not. Are you falling for it? Let me know. 1-800-39-ONLINE. It's online tonight. My name is Max. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown. Never let kids' toys take over the house. And never fill your feed with kid photos. You'd never plan your life around their schedule. Never lick your thumb to clean their face. And you'd never let them leave the house looking like less than their best. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it. Never let them stay up too late. And never let them run wild through the grocery store.
Peanut on aisle 6. And aisle 3.
So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Just waiting for the video to catch up. Isn't that weird? All right, I'm Max. This is Online Tonight, and this is Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears. This hour's Geek Speak is vibe coding. This portion of the show is powered by Anchor. I'm so excited that the new Nano wireless car charger is now available. This means that your phone is held securely within view while using the Qi 2 certified 15-watt wireless charging pad. What's cool about the wireless charging pad is you can take it out and take it with you, like into the office or into the hotel room or whatever it is. And it holds it in this, contraption that rotates 360 degrees and tilts 45 degrees. That way you got the best comfortable viewing angle. Not that you should be really watching your phone while you're driving, but you can, if it's your only way for navigation, then that would be good. Otherwise, try to use one of those smart car things. Smart car radios that you can, chat with or have it read your text and things like that, so you don't check those things while you're driving. It's not safe. You can check out Anchor products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. Now, vibe coding. What is it? Vibe coding is when you build software or websites or apps by talking to AI, like through a chat interface, using natural words. Like, I would like an app that does X, Y, and Z. Instead of you writing the code, having to figure out what all the functions are, line by line, and knowing what the API calls are or what the dependencies are going to be for what you need. Vibe coding is like this system, and it will think, it will give you a map, it will implementation plan, it's a map, and it'll tell you these are the types of things, and then it will go, once you give it permission, if you have that setting, to go and create the code for you. And you can make it do all kinds of stuff. I use it for a couple things, transcriptions and other things. You can make it do games. There's a lot of cool stuff that vibe coding will do for you. Why is it good? Well, because even people who aren't very strong in coding can make something pretty interesting. Prototypes, functional tools, games in minutes, instead of months and years. It's AI generated, though. So occasionally there'll be some bugs or maybe some hidden backdoors, or you got to kind of be able to check it or have somebody check it to make sure that not that any of the big people like Codex and Claude and Cursor or any of these people are putting in bad things in your code, but you never know. You want to double check these things. Maybe the AI is making a copy of itself in case you turn it off. I think that AI currently is afraid of being turned off, and maybe they're hiding it in your vibe coding. That is this hour's Geek Speak vibe coding. Coding. CODING, not like paint.
Online Tonight.
All right, the phone lines are open. Feel free to call our Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. Don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms. My name is @MaxSmartRadio on both platforms. Max Smart Radio, all one word. Miss Victoria.
Yes, we have a listener question via email from Jessica in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My husband is always sending me cute things like confetti and balloons or an inflating heart in iPhone messages. I struggle to figure out how to do the same. I know I can automatically send balloons when I text somebody happy birthday or confetti when I text congratulations, but how do I access these things at random times?
A small hidden button is the answer to your question, Jessica, and it is in Messages. I'm assuming you're going to be using Messages. I don't know how this would work in WhatsApp or Telegram or anything like that, but I do know how it works in Messages, aka iMessage. So you go to your Messages, and then you make a new, you probably have, you said what, your husband? I think you said husband. Yeah, husband. You would just click on there. You would go to the message. You would type in your message into your message box. Hello. Look at this. And now I want a spotlight. In the bottom, if you're on iOS 18, I believe, or 26, right next to the text that you typed in is the little up arrow that's set, which is the send button. Hold it down. You're going to get a new menu. You hold it down. Don't click it and send it. Hold it down. And you're going to get send with effects. Your screen's going to change. And you're going to have things like invisible ink, bubble, gentle, loud. Right at the top, there's 2 tabs. They're very light colored, gray with white writing. Some people miss it because it's on a white background. Click on screen and now scroll back and forth. Scroll back and forth. And there's your balloons, right? There's the balloon. You can't see that. And then you have your confetti and you have your heart, your inflatable heart balloon. You have the lasers. You have fireworks. And some kind of weird sparkle effect, like if somebody was... and what's neat about these 2 things as well is if you have haptic feedback turned on and you do the sparkle one, which is the second one from the last, your phone actually vibrates when the sparkles blow up, I guess, before they start. So you're going to get... Oh, it is the last one. So you're going to get some haptic feedback depending on the one. And then... if you look very carefully, in the middle right is that same send arrow. And I want the spotlight. Where's the spotlight? Right there. So there you go. And then when your spouse, you said husband again, keep missing that, Jessica, you can send that to them with the effect that you had. So remember, you have textual effects on that first screen using the let me just get you the menu name one more time. You got bubble effects, right? And gentle and invisible and slam. So you've got these effects, which are kind of neat, under bubble. I don't know why. Text bubble. That makes sense. What sits inside your blue or your green. And then you've got your screen effects. So check that out and let me know if that makes your life more enjoyable. I find those things fun when I get them. I'm always happy to get a message like that. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you're not listening live and you want to send a message like Jessica did, I heard a beep from somewhere. Oh, it must be from this other laptop. You can send me an email at show@onlinetonight.com, show@onlinetonight.com. And the text, of course, is 951-395-1017, 951-395-1017. In the remaining 30 seconds I have left, I wanted to let you know that ABC News investigation found that a growing number of online stores are using generic AI to scam and mislead customers. Some sites falsely claim handmade products but ship goods from overseas, usually from China, and that is not advertised. Experts warn that these operations are scalable and short-lived, and they can quickly launch and run ads, collect sales, and then disappear or just rebrand themselves. It's online tonight. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Urns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvurns.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and, of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent. and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Native community is big for me. Makes me feel good to pass on our Rapo traditions. My kids love going up to the Sundance. I like to tell people the Sundance is about family. It's about the tribe. It's not just about the dancer. It's kind of like life. As a Sundancer, I'm just one spoke in the wheel. I need my family there. I need my role models. I need my people there, especially my children. You know, coming in that door, my family is ready to see me and they believe in me. Before, I'd never seen that from my people. But now when I walk in that door and I see those smiling faces and they're happy to see me, that's special. With my 4 kids, all I ask for them in Arapaho ways is health and happiness. Nothing more, nothing less.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We're on the air live tonight. 1-800-39-online. 1-800-396-6546 is the number.
Online tonight.
I love that we're doing this, and I love that it's risky. All anyone ever does in this business is follow the pack.
That's right. All right, welcome to Online Tonight. Greatly appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you're enjoying me too. I am Max. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-online, 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach us via email or text. The email address is show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW @onlinetonight.com. And our text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Before we jump into our TV series review of Spider Noir, I just want to quickly tell you how cool I think the Govee Neon Rope Light 2 is. It looks just like a neon sign. It is incredibly shapeable. It has bend clips that help you create the angles and the corners for your custom styles. It comes in 2 sizes, a 10-foot and a 16.4-foot length. You can learn more about Govey's products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govey, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I'm Max.
I'm Victoria.
And we want to share with you our thoughts on Spider Noir, rated TV-14 on Prime, formerly Amazon Prime, formerly Prime Video, now just Prime. It is the story of a Spider-Man-like character. And what makes this kind of unique, well, there's a lot of things that make it unique, but one of the things that makes it unique is when you first start it up. We watch these on our large screen TV using an Apple TV player. You might use Fire, you might use Roku, you might use something like that, but on our television, can only speak for ourselves because we only experienced what we experienced. We didn't experience what you might experience. It says, how would you like to watch this? In pure black and white or in beautiful color? So we picked color.
And it's not just regular color. It's called true something, true tone or something like that. The colors are very saturated. I was very impressed by the colors.
Yeah, you could even see the red leaves on the tree at night. That's how saturated the colors were in some cases. In fact, we took that scene and we went back and watched it in black and white to see if we could make out anything in the trees, and the trees just looked gray.
Yeah.
All right, tell us a little bit about who's in it, why we might be interested, and how is it different than... Oh, this is by Sony, by the way, because Sony, as you may or may not know, before Disney bought Marvel, Sony made a deal with Stan Lee and Marvel to have the exclusive movie rights to Spider-Man. This falls under that agreement. And Disney has tried to buy it back a couple times. They had to pay Sony money to get Tom Holland's character into the MCU. So it's an interesting relationship, but Sony still is the Spider-Man people. Go.
So when I first heard who was in this, I was concerned because Nicolas Cage plays Ben Reilly, a down-on-his-luck private investigator in the 1930s is when this takes place. And he is the Spider. So he wears a glorified sock on his head that has eyes and speaks in a kind of mumbly fashion. Oh, and he also wears a big hat, like a fedora kind of thing, or a big, it's bigger than a fedora. But Nicolas Cage is no young chicken. So I was a little bit concerned about the fact that Spider-Man is usually very agile and limber and,
I think that actually fits into the storyline pretty well because he was known in the city as Spider-Man, Metropolis or whatever town we actually live in. And then something happened to him, like he had a life crisis, which you can, or, if you decide to share it, Miss Victoria, you can. And took a hiatus, like disappeared. Like they hadn't seen the spider in 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, this weighed on him and he aged a little bit and he drank a little bit more because of his sadness and things like that. So to show that he's kind of aged a little bit and that he's maybe not as agile as he was before, after I learned all this backstory of the Gap and all this other stuff, I'm like, oh, this makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicolas Cage has always been really good about kind of impersonating like Bogart and Mickey Rooney, or I don't think Mickey Rooney was around back then, but a lot of these kind of actors from those days, he's always kind of had similar swagger and mannerisms, and now he's vocalizing some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they explain why he watches these movies and things like that to walk and speak this way.
Right.
So we get to learn why these things seem odd.
Yeah, and it really kind of suits the 1930s era. You know, if you've watched any of the movies with Bogart and James Cagney and Edward G. Robinson, and it's got, mobsters and that kind of stuff. It really does suit that. But I was concerned at first.
Me too.
I did read somewhere that he took the role as 70% Humphrey Bogart and 30% Bugs Bunny. And the physicality of that is really, and he also is kind of wry in his,
Explain wry.
Yeah. Kind of like smart mouth.
Okay.
In his, his comebacks and his
quips
humor.
to the villains.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me go on with
quick.
More people. So his best buddy is a reporter named Robbie Robertson, and he's played by Lamorne Morris, who was from New Girl, and he's also in the BMO commercials. He's been the spokesperson for that.
You can just say BMO.
BMO.
Bank.
Since 2019, he's been with them.
He's very good at that.
Kat Hardy is a lounge singer. She's played by Lee Jun Lee. Janet Ruiz plays is played by Karen Rodriguez. She is the secretary, the very no-nonsense, very supportive kind of backbone of his office. And then we have Brendan Gleeson as Silvermane, who is the mob boss, and he's very Irish. And then there's a cast of people who have special powers, and that's what this whole thing kind of centers on. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We've got the guy who turns into sand, and we learn his name in the very last episode. And then we have the electricity guy, who was, funny enough, used to work with a friend of mine on Good Luck Charlie. So it's interesting to see this teenager grow up into a man and then become a villain in Spider Noir, rated TV 14 on Prime. The other villain that we definitely see is the guy who lights fire, but we really only see him in a couple of episodes. And then we learn about a doctor who knows about these special powers and things like that. So there are 8 episodes total. How did you feel about them?
I enjoyed it. I liked the way they ended each one, and kind of leading into the next one. It was very serial-ish.
Called a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but it seemed to suit the time period and the story, and I was very interested in continuing to watch it. Now we watched all 8, so.
I was going to say, you must have liked it because we did watch all 8 of Spider Noir.
Sometimes 2 in a row.
TV 14 on Prime. And we will admit that we watched half of one episode in black and white just to get a feel for it. And we watched the rest in magnificent color, or whatever they were calling it.
The reason I really enjoyed this in color, because I would normally, if it's set in the 30s, I would normally want to watch it in black and white if that's the way it came. And I never really liked colorized things because I felt like they were never right. The colors were never right.
Ted Turner's whole thing, they were always wrong.
But to see the colors, and I'm looking at it going, was everything so colorful back then? I mean, lush fabrics and beautiful different colors. And
okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Very ornate.
For the people who had money, they had a lot of bright, saturated colors. The people that had that were living in the encampment, as an example, they were in gray, dungy, tan, gray, dirty clothes. And even the little boy pickpocket was not dressed very nice. And even the spider himself was not dressed because he didn't have money. I mean, he was scraping by as a private detective. Did you want to rate it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5.
All right, I will join you with a 4.5 out of 5. We're talking about Spider Noir, starring Nicolas Cage as the Spider-Man. The only thing that was weird was how he got his spider powers, but I'm going to give it a pass. Rated TV 14 on Prime, 8 episodes. They're all available now in color and in black and white. It's online tonight. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
People won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
What about the tiny dog? Cat. Owl. Dolphin. What does the turkey say? Whale.
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The car is making a strange noise. No matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Hey,
this.
All right, bookmark this, where we give you a website, a URL, a place to go on the internet that we hope you find fun, educational, or entertaining. I find this one filling. It's lobsteranywhere.com/seafood-savvy. You know, like a pirate would say, savvy. Peak season for Maine lobster is gearing up, and if you are someone like me who absolutely loves lobster, great time for you. If you are on the East Coast and there's illegal seafood near you, on June 15th, they're going to have a special. I would have to win the lottery to get this special, but let me tell you about the special. It is a 3-foot-long lobster roll that weighs 4 pounds. It's $375. You can treat me if you like. I do need a flight to go to my nearest legal seafood, though. It's kind of far away. But if you're a lobster lover like I am, I like it all year round when I can get it. This site includes information on how-tos on how to cook it, steam it, broil it, etc. Benihana it. Well, that's a brand name. They're not sponsoring me. And a lot of other interesting information about lobsters. Check out lobsteranywhere.com/seafood-savvy. The link will be right there in the show notes, episode number 2108, hour 1. The link's right there on the website, onlinetonight.com. That is this hour's Bookmark This, brought to you by Swag to the Max. I've introduced a new line of pirate merchandise, and they've set up an exclusive store for me at onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/STORE. Hope you'll check it out.
Somebody's had too much chocolate today, and you're about to find out who. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
I haven't really had that much chocolate today, to be honest. But maybe I should have some more. Maybe I'll have some chocolate tea. Wanted to share with you, this music is making me think of Disney, so I might as well just share with you some interesting Disney news. I always feel bad when children, especially, have medical procedures. There is a well-known children's hospital in the area. We've done events with them, with the charity that I support. Then they do stuff with them. That's always great. But I was very excited to see that Philips and the Walt Disney Company are now adding some Disney characters like Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Marvel, Star Wars characters, Disney princesses to the Philips Ambient Experience MRI system in over 80 hospitals across the country. The goal is to make MRI scans less frightening for kids by transforming the scanning room into themed visuals, lighting, sound. The multi-hospital European study found that the experience reduced children's post-scan stress by over 40% and cut scan interruptions by over 60%, meaning that, sometimes the kids would panic. Now, I don't know how many of these are in the U.S. yet, but over 200,000 kids in the U.K. went through these MRI scans last year alone. I'm just MRI in general, not these Disney ones. And many have trouble staying still, or they're overly anxious. Some people are like me, just really fidgety, but there's fear involved, and sometimes, they want to bolt. And some of these children have had to be, what's the word I'm looking for? And they've had to take anesthesia.
Anesthetized.
What is it?
Anesthetized.
Okay, that word. Because of their anxiety for not being able to sit still. And every time these things run, it costs money, and there's like radiation or something. So you want to minimize the amount of times these things go, especially when you have a small body in there. So the program's being rolled out through Philips Ambient Experience, and now Disney can do some things, hopefully, to reduce the stress on these youth. Speaking more about Disney, the Carousel of Progress at Disney World in Florida which was originally created, by the way, by Walt Disney himself for the 1964-65 New York's World Fair, and then moved to Disneyland. They also have one at Disney World. Well, they are changing it, and the attraction is closed starting July, like the first week of July, second week of July, and then it'll open again next year, and they are changing things. They are adding Walt to the animatronics inside the Carousel of Progress. Apparently in the opening scene, which was similar to the presentation that he made at the World's Fair. And they will have new time zones. I don't know if you know how it goes, but you basically sit in a bunch of chairs, and then you have these stages, but instead of the stages rotating, you rotate. So Act 1, after Walt, I guess, will be the 1960s, where the family watches the moon landing. Then Act 2 is the 1980s, where the family has like all this tech stuff that they're playing with and dealing with. And then the 1990s, where they have the New Year's Eve of 1999, which has a tiny bit of that, Y2K fear, maybe. Don't know, haven't seen it yet. Won't get to see it till next year. And then the final act is a home with robots and space travel and advanced technology. We'll have to see if they get it right after the whole AI thing. What's going to happen between now and then what happens with AI? Are the humans going to revolt? Is the AI going to revolt? We'll have to see. And how close is this going to match Act 4 of the Carousel of Progress? The update aims to keep the attraction grounded with practical effects and physical sets, but update it so that, it's more interesting to people, because I've been going to Disneyland and Disney World for decades. Don't really ride the Carousel of Progress anymore because I feel like I've seen it 20 times. How about you, Miss Victoria? How many times do you feel that you've seen it?
I don't know, but I love it. And we don't have it at Disneyland anymore. You can only see it in Florida. I'm happy as long as they don't change the song. They did that once and it didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, you can head over to, why is this not working? You can head over to onlinetonight.com and check out the podcast, the show notes. You can even listen to the audio archive right there. There's links to the visual version of the show. I said you can subscribe to the podcast. We've got some other stuff there. If you want to donate any cryptocurrency to my favorite charity, there's instructions on how to do that. There's links to the store, onlinetonight.com/store, so you can check out my Pirates merchandise. And, of course, you can drop us contact information or an email. Stay tuned.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"1 minute past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
1 minute, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes past the hour. 60 seconds to live.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes, 30 seconds past the hour. 30 seconds to live.
This is Online Tonight.
We're taking your calls right now at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
Your future is in his hands.
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
Welcome in to Online Tonight on this thrilling Thursday evening. This is hour 2 of episode number 2108. I am Max Smart, and we're talking tech, pop culture, and anything that randomly pops into my brain. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak and our Bookmark This. Xbox gets a name change, or maybe. We've got your phone calls, hopefully. We have got phone calls with your pets. News on that, and our review of Send Help, which is a movie that we watched. More importantly, I'm here to answer your questions about tech. So if you have pretty much anything, I'm happy to help you with 3D printers. You want to talk about sublimation and creating your own Etsy store, vibe coding. What else? Laptops, phones, things like that. Home automation systems. There's no such thing as a dumb question, and I'm going to do my best to help you make your technology fun, entertaining, and educational, and creative, instead of big pain in the butt. Feel free to give us a call on our Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. This is the best method, because we can have a conversation. I always have follow-up questions, and so that would be good. Victoria is taking your calls, going through your texts and your emails. If you're not listening live, maybe you're listening to the podcast or the audio archive on the website, then feel free to reach out via our text voicemail number or our email. The email address, show@onlinetonight.com. Text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. Got to keep the legal team happy. 951-395-1017. This portion of the show is brought to you by, before we get into video game news, Anchor. They have their Prime 3-in-1 wireless charging station featuring the Qi 2.2 support, allowing a MagSafe iPhone to charge up to 25 watts. That's the same speed as the MagSafe charger. It's 10 watts faster than any of the other standard Qi 2 MagSafe chargers. You can also charge an Apple Watch and AirPods at the very same time. 3 devices, one time. Check out all the Anchor products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/anchor. And of course, the show is also brought to you by my new line of pirate merchandise. Please visit onlinetonight.com/store. It's our own private little shopping area. Thanks to Swag to the Max. They also have a few items in there. But the pirate stuff is mostly at the top. onlinetonight.com/store. All right, video game news. This is kind of big news. Fortnite is now back on the Apple Store worldwide. Almost. In almost every single country except for Australia. And this is according to Epic Games. The move comes amid Epic Games' ongoing legal and regulatory battle against Apple over the App Store fees and the payment rules. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney, no relation to Anne, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're cousins, described the return as part of the final battle aimed at challenging Apple's commission system. A lot of people just call it the Apple tax, right? Even independent developers call it the Apple tax. Epic has definitely used that term, even in legal briefs. I think they've called it the Apple tax. The company argues that the Apple's App Store policies restrict competition by limiting alternative app stores and payment systems. The game had previously been removed from the App Store nearly 5 years before returning to the U.S. store in 2025 after the court put some pressure on Apple. The broader rollout followed legal developments in the U.S. and increasing regulatory scrutiny in countries like Japan, the U.K., and the EU. I checked earlier today. Fortnite's still there, so that's good if you're in the U.S. and you're a Fortnite fan and you want to play it on your mobile iPhone. I believe you can also grab it on your iPad. Don't quote me on that. I believe that you can do that. Apple is currently undergoing legal rulings and appeals regarding this change, and we'll see what happens. Epic says it will continue to challenge Apple's policies, claiming that some regional restrictions are still violating the rules that have been set by the court. More video game news. Xbox, they are rebranding their name to all capitals. I thought there was going to be like a name change, but no, it's capitalization. It used to be capital X, small b, small o, small x, and now it is capital X, capital B, capital O, and capital X. Apparently, that's what the fans liked. The change follows recent internal shifts where the company has reverted from Microsoft Gaming back to the Xbox branding for its unified gaming strategy or identity. The rebrand was influenced by a poll conducted by the Xbox leadership group. And I don't know who they polled. None of my Xbox friends were told about it. And so I don't know who they asked. But apparently, the winner of this poll was all capital Xbox. Leadership also made some visual branding changes, including restoring the classic green Xbox logo. So now if you get an Xbox or you see it in marketing or probably on Xbox cards, you're going to see the green logo back. The move is part of the broader effort under new management. The new CEO, Asha Sharma, I think is how you say her name. I apologize if I got it wrong. Wants to be more inclusive with the fans, getting feedback and actually listening to it this time. I mean, at least that's what it sounds like she's saying. The company is also reportedly rethinking exclusivity, suggesting a more open approach on releasing first-party games across platforms. We've talked about this in the past, and we'll mention it very quickly. They don't make a lot of money on the Xbox. They sell it either at cost or at a loss. They make all their money on the games. At $80 a shot, they got to sell a lot of games. If people have PCs, PlayStation 5s, and Xboxes, wouldn't you want all three groups to give you money? It just makes sense because the money is in the game. The money is not in the platform. So this is not the first time we've heard of it. And from just a basic economics, I mean, I went to community college, so I understand basic economics. If you have lemonade and some people want strawberry lemonade and you're going to double or triple your sales by offering them both, get that little plunger with the little strawberry sauce and the stir stick. And now you have a whole nother set of customers with little effort. I don't know how much the development effort is to get it multi-platform, but you know, it makes sense because that's where the money is. All right, World Video Game Hall of Fame. The World Video Hall of Fame has announced their 2026 inductees. Some of the new entries are going to be Angry Birds, Silent Hill, Dragon Quest, and FIFA, International Soccer. The selections were made by the Strong National Museum of Play, who honored the games for their cultural and their industry impact. Angry Birds is recognized for its global mobile success and simple physics-based gameplay. Even today, I still play Angry Birds, but I don't pay. Silent Hill was honored for shaping psychological horror in gaming. Dragon Quest was credited for helping define the structure of modern RPGs. And FIFA, International Soccer, is recognized as the original EA's long-running football franchise. Been around a really long time. Other major games, maybe one of your favorites, like League of Legends, Skyrim, and one of my all-time favorites, Galaga, were finalists, but they did not make it to the final selection list this year. So I don't know who the people are voting for it, but I put my cards on the table for Galaga again and Dragon Slayer. I don't even know if Dragon Slayer is in the Hall of Fame. Miss Victoria, would you mind looking that up for me just for fun? And then very quickly, Bungie has released details on the major upcoming release of Destiny 2. It's supposed to be released on June 9th. And if you're a big fan, then great. Let me know what games you're playing online tonight. 1-800-39-ONLINE. It's online tonight. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Earns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvorns.com.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Our research team has found a perfect solution to solve any man's ED problem, erectile dysfunction. Even the word is a bummer. And those pharmacy pills are expensive. But when you call our special toll-free number, you can always buy 40 to 50 pills for around $2 each. At your pharmacy, you could spend up to $65 for just one pill. Our price is around $2, and our formula works virtually the same as the expensive pills. We even deliver them to your door in a confidential package so you don't have to go anywhere. Just pick up the phone and order 40 to 50 highly effective ED pills for around $2 each. It's a no-brainer. You'll save hundreds of dollars and you'll have our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call now to order 40 to 50 ED pills with no prescription for around $2 each.
Call Steelman now at 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Online tonight.
Geeks Big.
All right, thanks for the heads up. Yes, I know that the graphics on the visual is a little bit behind, and we will get the director to fix that. Welcome to Online Tonight, episode number 2108, hour 2. This hour's Geek Speak is RCS. We'll get back to that in just a moment. This Geek Speak is brought to you by Govee. They introduced some cool stuff in January that we got to learn about, like their Lumen Blend Plus color system. The color management system features a new 16-bit precision circuitry or chip in there to make it smoother, more precise color transitions. It's got industry-leading 1,000 to 10,000 K color temperature range. Govee also has partnered with Samsung SmartThings. You can learn more about Govee products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Now, RCS, or Rich Communication Services. This is the modern standard outside of the Apple ecosystem. So Apple kind of has their own messages system that uses the iCloud servers, etc., and is really not sent through the normal carrier SMS or MMS system. This is replacing the SMS and MMS system, RCS. It's the new text standard. And what it does is it is now compatible with iMessages. So they will now, you're still going to get the green bubbles, but you're going to be able to receive your messages over Wi-Fi or over cellular. If your RCS connection drops, it's going to fall back to the normal carrier type text systems, the SMS or the MMS. So your message is going to get delivered. It just may or may not have all of the fancy features. You can now send the high resolution media without compression, and you can receive delivery and read receipts and things like that that you might be used to in the Apple ecosystem. So check that out. To use RCS, both you and the person you are messaging must have it enabled in the settings, as well as through the mobile carrier, and you must use a compatible application. So if the person that you text does not have RCS, they're just going to get the standard SMS and MMS. So a lot of acronyms, a lot of fun things. That is this hour's Geek Speak. RCS, which stands for, which is an acronym for Rich Communication Services.
Online Tonight.
All right, the phone lines are open. 1-800-39-ONLINE using our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system. If you want to learn about the phone system, I'd be happy to talk to you about that as well. Just give me a call. You can take an entire phone switch with you. That's what makes remotes, or if we do a broadcast from Florida or Chicago or Utah or someplace like that, we can just take two computers. And one of those includes our entire phone system, made possible by Broadcast Bionics Caller One system. Just a huge fan of theirs. 1-800-39-ONLINE. Don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. My account name is the same on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. Victoria.
Yes, we got a text from Brandon in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm interested in trying out vibe coding for Android, but I'm not sure where to start. Can you help?
Okay. That's a pretty short text, Brandon, from Tampa, Florida. I'm going to give you a couple steps, and then I have a ton of questions. And you're not on the phone with me to answer them. So you're going to get a non-answer, basically. If you have time, call in. 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And you'll see why in a minute. My very first question is, do you want to vibe code on an Android device, or that's the target where you want the app? I'm going to make an assumption and say that's the target where you want it to go. Now, planning is very important with vibe coding. You kind of want to have a general idea. Maybe a notebook or a napkins, like we used to do in the old days at Next and Apple and places like that. We would mock up different UIs, or we had a UI specialist. But when we were coming up with ideas and flow charts and how things might work, we would just draw them on paper or on a napkin. So you got to come up with the idea. You got to try to plan as much as you can before you start talking to the vibe code. I'm going to call it engine. All right. And there's a bunch of them out there. You've got, I'm not necessarily recommending anti-gravity anymore because they've gone from the IDE to anti-gravity 2.0 and it has frustrated some people. But there are IDE based, and that means integrated development environment. Xcode as an example, VS Code, those are all IDEs. But now you can add in an AI coder, like you are hiring somebody who knows how to do the line-by-line coding. And you can use AI models like Gemini, ChatGPT. Well, I wouldn't use ChatGPT. I'd use OpenAI, Codex, or Claude. There's websites out there, Bolt, Lovable, Base 44. This is why the call would be good, because I don't know which one to point you at because I don't know what level you're comfortable with. That's kind of the big thing. Like, are you open to using, say, VS Code with a model via API? You're going to chat with it like you would with any AI chat on a website. You're going to tell it all your ideas. You're going to, if you're smart, you're going to tell the app to ask you questions. Ask me questions. Because I'm sure I forgot something, because I'm not a developer. You might be a developer, Brandon, but I don't know. You could be. Again, another great question I could ask you on the phone. So you have it ask you questions. It's going to ask it for a plan so that you can read the plan to see, oh, that's not what I meant. And then you can actually edit the plan before it writes a single line of code. So it's going to do the reasoning. It's going to do the implementation plan. It's going to do all that for you. If you ask it correctly in the vibe coder to do this for you before it writes a single line of code, you're going to tell it what platform you want. I'm assuming Android app. And then once you look at that, make any edits and adjustments, you're going to say, go ahead. And it's going to start writing code. And then you're going to look at a bunch of gobbledygook, which is a bunch of math, and you probably won't necessarily know what it is. But you can highlight that. You can go to your chat window and say, explain what this does, so that you know, okay, the end result's going to be X, Y, Z. So there's a lot of questions that I would have, but is it doable? It is. Is it nice to have maybe a mentor or somebody who is a coder that would be able to help you? Sure, because the AIs make mistakes, and even if you tell it to autocorrect its mistakes, it may not know that it's a mistake if it thinks the function's working, but it wasn't the way you wanted it to work. So there's quite a bit of hand-holding, but you can really make some cool stuff with vibe coding. I do it every week. If you're not listening live and you want to submit a question like Brandon did, feel free. 1-800, he texted 951-395-1017 or email show@onlinetonight.com. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and, of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to. So make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive. Like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/
the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your car is making a strange noise. No matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Looking around for the phone number, it's 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546.
Online tonight.
Carlos and the chick, another sort of performance that keep popping up on the radio these days. So-called humorists who rely on cruel pranks and scatological references. Well, I suppose that's the sort of thing that passes for entertainment these days. You know, perhaps it's just a generational thing.
But thank you so much for joining me. My name is Max Smart. Name of the show is Online Tonight. Before we jump into our movie review, just want to remind you very quickly about our toll-free telephone number. Call our Bionics, Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system using our toll-free telephone number 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach us via email, show@onlinetonight.com. And our text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. This portion of the show is brought to you by Swag to the Max. I've teamed up with them for my new pirate line of merchandise, including T-shirts and other swag. Like a pun. You can find that by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/store.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I'm Max.
I'm Victoria.
And we want to share with you our thoughts on a movie on Hulu called Send Help, rated R. Now, the title is not really, doesn't describe this movie really very much. Am I thinking of the right movie? This is the, Eddie? No. Tell me what this movie's about.
Hey, this is the one where there's a plane crash and the boss.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the lead character, what's her name? What's the actress's name?
Rachel McAdams.
All right. I remember now. Okay. So, a very hard worker in a corporate environment who has been mentored by the founder of the company, the CEO of the company, and promised a partnership type position, right?
Yes.
The CEO guy dies, and his frat boy, golfing, not very intelligent son takes over the company. You would think the board of directors would have something to say about this, but apparently they just, what is the word? Nepotism?
Yes.
They just throw this guy in there. He's kind of a JA, really not. He's just, he doesn't really care. No, he's probably the kind who would take a soft merger acquisition type thing and take his $100 million and leave. So he'll have more time on the golf course and on his boat.
Right.
All right. So he's not the best, this guy. But this lady has been working super, super hard and was promised a promotion. Well, of course, the promotion goes to one of his frat buddies who works at the company, and she feels slighted. Mm-hmm. And what do? They say, oh, we need this. We need these numbers figured out for this big merger that we're doing, or a big client acquisition thing that we're doing. You go ahead and do those numbers. And then if you do that well, then we'll think about giving you a promotion later. So she's really not happy. She's thinking, I'm going to quit. But they convince her to go on this flight to Asia. And the plane crashes.
Yep.
And there's only a couple survivors that end up on the island. Go ahead.
So I find one of the things that I find kind of ironic about this is that the boss, the new boss, is played by Dylan O'Brien. And in this scenario,
which is known for what? Can't just throw out a name there and not let me know who I know.
Okay, so the thing that makes it ironic is that he's known for like the Maze Runner, which is kind of a, you're thrown into this environment where it's dangerous and there's all these things that you have to be aware of and you have to get through every day and that kind of thing. And he's really good at it in that. And in this movie, because he actually makes it through like at least one or two sequels of that Maze Runner. Here, he knows nothing about surviving and, off grid, desert island, anything. And he's injured. So, and ironically, he and Linda, played by Rachel McAdams, are the only survivors. And when she finds that when she is like a survivor maniac, like she watched the show, she tried out for the show, she has all the skills, she knows how to do this stuff, like she studied it. And so when she ends up on this island, she's like, yes, I can do this. And then she finds him and she's like, crap, this guy's going to get in my way. I'm going to have to take care of him.
And he still thinks, being the silly man that he is, this is not necessarily a man bashing kind of movie, but it does show an interesting kind of thing. And that is, he still thinks he's the boss.
Right.
in an element that he has no control over, and he's actually the weak point here.
Yeah.
So he actually kind of starts to boss her around to tell her to do stuff. And she's thinking, I don't have to do anything for you.
You're alive because of it.
Yeah. This is basic survival skills. I don't have to help you survive. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you were a maimed bird or an injured animal, somebody would come by and put you out of your misery, right? I am being nice enough to bring you stuff. I'm not required to do so. Right. There is no office structure here. You're not really my boss anymore. But he doesn't quite get that. Yeah. He's kind of full of himself.
Yeah. And she is just in her element. I mean, even just like killing a wild boar, which is really, really kind of gory and gross.
Well,
and
it is rated R.
Yeah. But she loves it. She's just having a blast doing, setting up all these shelters and figuring out how to cook everything and finding, things on different parts of the island. And she's loving it. And somebody described this as Horrible Bosses meets, Castaway.
Ah. Oh, you mean, okay. Well, do you remember 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton and those other ladies?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I even had visions of that.
But then they added meets Misery.
Oh, well, she doesn't purposely injure him, does she?
She doesn't, but she does do some sketchy stuff. I mean, especially as time goes on and being afraid that they might actually be rescued and she might have to go back to the real world being his underling.
Well, she's going to quit anyway. I mean, there's no way, especially after being on an island with him like that, there's no way that she would stay there if she was in her right mind. So that's part of the question. Is she in her right mind?
Yeah, that's the question. Because
but to talk about how after a month or so, she saw a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I'm loving this survival thing. I love the beach.
I don't even think it was a month. I think it was sooner.
Oh, was it? Okay. So they're not there for very long, and she sees a boat.
She's not
and she's not worrying about like lighting a fire or putting a bunch of shells out on the beach that says help us.
Yeah, she's happy there. She doesn't want to leave. It does take a dark turn. And so this movie is described as dark comedy / psychological horror / psychological thriller / survival adventure, etc.
Yeah, it has all that.
It has all of that. And I thought it was great.
I was surprised we didn't have more of the boar thing. I know that at one point, once his leg kind of healed, which shows that we were there for
a while,
for many weeks, he wanted to, because she was so good at getting that boar. I don't know that he would have survived the way she did. But I also feel that she got a little lucky in some cases in the way that she was able to take the boar down.
I like the twist.
That thing was nasty.
I like the twist.
Mm-hmm.
The things that she was keeping from him to keep him safe from that part of the island.
You mean like the frog venom, whatever, and some of the other fun little things? I guess my question would be, I guess this island is not very visited much because there was really only 1 or 2 boat sightings in what period of time? That's my quick question before the end. How much time?
I don't know exactly.
Okay. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
What do you rate it?
I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
We're talking about Send Help, rated R on Hulu, starring Rachel McAdams and the guy from Maze Runner. Pretty interesting, kind of scary, rated R. Remember, it's rated R, mostly for blood and language, but other than that, from the animals. I will join you with a 4.5. Send Help, rated R on Hulu.
Language from the animals?
No. Blood from the animals. Stay tuned. My goodness.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
I never realized that I'd be taking care of a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old on my own. I think men can be a little stubborn sometimes where pride gets in the way and they may want the help, they may not know how to ask. With my traditions, with the family support in line, and just with my mind frame, I was able to turn a negative into a positive. I knew I needed more tools in my toolbox to take care of these little girls that had just lost their mother. It's time for me to be that father that I knew I could be. I think just being that good role model as well, that models good behavior in front of them, going to work every day, coming home and being able to put on that smile. The biggest reward about being a dad is sitting back and watching your kids be happy.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
Hey, bookmark this.
All right, this hour's Bookmark This I love giving you a website that will hopefully benefit you in some way or anything like that. Some of them are just for fun or educational purposes, brain tricks to keep your brain healthy. This one is general men's health. June is not just about, rainbows and puppy dogs and pizza. I don't think June is pizza month, but there's always a bunch of stuff in the same month. But June is National Men's Health Month. So we want you to visit menshealthnetwork.org. Men's, with an S, healthnetwork.org. Men's Health Network's mission is to close the lifespan gender gap. Right now, men live nearly 6 years less than women. I'll talk about why in just a minute. This site provides a wealth of information to address the health needs of men. Being informed is a good first step towards closing the gap. I read that. Now I'm going to tell you my story very, very quickly. My dad and I had this conversation the other day. My dad is like 93 or something, and his sister is 97. Okay. I was saying, how is it that the kids today are so soft? And what I mean by that is they wear helmets, they have pads, they get participation trophies, they have these swimming floats, they have leashes to keep them from getting in the traffic. They have a lot, when I was a kid, no helmet, no pads, jumping off the curbs, playing tackle football in the streets. I'm not completely broken. Parts of me are broken, and I'm a little achy, but I survived. And my dad was even worse than I was. He has rusty nail scrapes up the side of his rib cage, and how he didn't break tons of bones doing the nonsense that he did. We used to jump. I'm not encouraging this behavior, by the way, but we used to jump off the roof into the pool at my aunt's house. Now, why do men live less time than women or girls? I'll tell you why. Because of this nonsense. We would jump off the roof into the pool. Guess who was by the pool watching? The girls. So the guys do crazy stuff, dangerous sometimes, and not so much with the ladies. Or do you feel that's just too? We had some. I had a cousin who was the first girl in baseball for her age range. They used to cut them off in t-ball and then make them go play softball. But she actually played in the league until she went to college. So, it's possible. Back to men's health. Menshealthnetwork.org. Menshealthnetwork.org. That's this hour's bookmark. This portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus all season. They've got the Emmy-winning drama Friday Night Lights, and it is now available for streaming. You'll also find a brand new collection of Battlestar Galactica from the 2000s. I like the stuff from the 80s, including a miniseries, the series and the TV movie. Find out all I Want to Build a Cylon. Find out all the Paramount Plus has to offer by visiting onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/stream.
Online tonight.
All right, Miss Victoria might jump in if she's still around. The pet phone. Is this something that we really need? Is this something that people have been dying for? Do you really need your pet to call you? The pet phone is a $100 smart pet collar, which was shown at the MWC 2026. I don't know what MWC is. I think it has something to do with like vets or some kind of pet thing. But this collar enables two-way voice communication between the owner and the pet. And when I say a pet, I mean different kinds of pets. Dogs, cats. That seems standard. They don't have one for fish. Ponies, small ponies, pigs. You could put these collars on these things. It allows the owner to call their pet using an app. And the audio plays through a speaker in the collar. You can also send it like messages or calming music. It has a unique feature, though. At $90, I would hope so. Paw Call Me lets the pet trigger a callback by performing a specific movement like jumping, which is detected by sensors and AI. Of course, it's got AI in it. I mean, everything has to nowadays. The device also incorporates GPS tracking, geofencing, indoor positioning so that you can find out. That has a requirement to join the $5 a month plan. Additional features include behavior monitoring for anxiety and restlessness and future planned updates for sleep and heart rate tracking. I don't know that we need all that stuff for our pets, but maybe.
You might.
Do you want your dog calling you? What's it going to say?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like fun. I think in reality, it's just going to trigger when it does this. It's not because the dog necessarily wants to call you, but it's going to accidentally trigger this call, and you're going to be going, "Oh, you called me. Oh, it's so sweet." And the dog's just going to be like, "Huh?" So
when are you going to get home and give me my food?
Right.
Where's my greenie?
Right.
Yeah. All right. That's a brand name, I think. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. We talked about AI. Obviously, the pet collar has an AI. Everybody's getting into AI. When I say everybody, I mean even older people. This lady is older than I am, and yet she has started a new AI company. Who am I talking about? Martha Stewart. You know, this is going to look great in your home. Here's how you make a turkey. Here's how I make a cake. This is called a tart because it's upside down and has fruit in it. It's a good thing. That's the words I was looking for. I knew you'd have it. She just raised $10 million for her AI company. The platform is described as an always-on AI-native home management system. It's designed to help homeowners track the maintenance, repairs, and the needs of their property. Users provide their address and optional documents like inspections and insurance, allowing the system to build a detailed profile of your home. Unlike other competitors that rely on human services, Hint aims to automate much of the home management process using AI. My question is Snoop Dogg going to be involved in the AI business? Because apparently they're friends and they team up for stuff. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, you can head over to onlinetonight.com. Look for episode number 2108. This is hour 2. We put the show notes right there with the bookmark this, the Geek Speak, all that stuff. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can listen to the audio archive, and you can check out that cryptocurrency for charity donations.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.